Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Monday, July 20th edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I just remembered I did not put my phone on sleepy sleep, so I'm going to do that right now. And today's message comes to you straight from my morning meditation, though many hours later because I had a full and busy Monday. Uh, but occasionally my guides crack me up. And this morning was one of those mornings. I saw an image of the children's book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which I must have read to my children 100,000 times. I could probably recite it for you right now. And what I heard, I saw that image, and what I heard was the very lonely catalyst. So I was like, oh, am I going to write that book? Is it a book about me? It might just well be. But this is where I'm going today for sure. I'm sure there's something in this one for me as well. I don't know exactly where it's going to take me. And it's taken me all day to get here to be able to channel through this one, but I'm very much looking forward to the very lonely catalyst. And I have talked about this topic. Sorry, I had a scarf on and I decided I was going to get too hot, so I'm taking it off. I don't even know what I was about to say, except maybe something along the lines of like occasionally the messages that come through are also for me, and I know that this one is for me as well. And I don't know, it's just cracking me up. Maybe this is a book that I'm going to write someday. Nobody steal it. I mentioned it here on the Sacred News and Weather on Monday, July 20th, 2026. So if you try and steal it, I'll be very mad. And maybe it's not that good, but it's amusing me to no end. So we'll see where we go. As with everything I do, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Know that these messages are timeless, so whether you're tuning in real time, my cat just started singing. I don't know if you can hear him. Whether you're tuning in real time or at a later date, if you are tuning in, there likely will be something here for you. But if you're not seeing yourself, go ahead and turn me off, scroll on down, find something else, or wait for the next one to come. All right, so I'm gonna just close my eyes and feel into the very lonely catalyst. So, as I said, I have channeled into this frequency here before. It's one that I'm very familiar with because I see myself in that role as well. Meaning, you are someone who has changed people's lives simply because you exist. We don't always choose this role, not consciously at least, but we do often come into this world with those bones, with those genes, with that frequency, with that energy. And if this is your message, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You change the frequency and the temperature of a room just by walking into it. You don't even know you're doing it half the time. And sometimes when you are aware of yourself, you probably hide so that you don't change the frequency of the air in the room, but you do no matter what. You are likely someone who has been through many, many relationships in your life, and maybe you stick in relationships for far too long or far longer than you ever intended to or ever should have, but you stayed anyway because you have so much compassion, you have so much love, you see the potential and you create relationships based on the potential energy rather than what is actually happening in front of your face or in your bed or in your home or in wherever it is you are in any given moment. You are someone who is always going through a growth cycle. There is very rarely a rest period in your life where you're like, huh, I did the thing and now I'll rest. Like almost as soon as you sit down to take a deep breath, the next place you want to go, the next thing you want to change, the next journey, the next adventure, the next creation is coming forward. You are in a state of seemingly perpetual creativity and flow. Even when you're blocked and you feel stagnated, there is still change happening all the way through you. And you know this. You know this about yourself, or you are just hearing yourself in this today and going, oh shit, this is me. Well, this is very much me, but I think you are tuning in because this is you also, or this is some part of you. And you're finding yourself right now in a state of loneliness. And this state of loneliness is familiar. It has probably been a lifetime of this kind of loneliness. You have probably felt this kind of loneliness since you were a small child and you had did not have words for it. You just knew that you didn't belong. Maybe that was your word for it. Your feeling of I don't belong. I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere. And this is because of your ever evolving nature. This is because of your quest for growth. This is because of your quest for expansion. And whether you want it or not, you are ever evolving and growing and expanding. You also enter into relationships and you change the people that you are with simply because you exist. You don't even set out to change them half the time. And more often than not, they are changing and they might even be blaming you for it and not even thanking you, but blaming you for doing this to them. And then they break up with you because you did this to them. And what you actually did was evolve them. And what you did was step out of, or not even what you did, but what spirit will sometimes do to you is cause a tower moment, will cause a breakup, will cause an end to the relationship, because spirit recognizes that you have gotten all that you could possibly get out of this relationship and it is time for you to move on. And so they cause the tower moment, which often looks like you are too much or you are not enough, and your person ends the relationship even before you do, or you stay in a relationship for far too long, far long past its expiration date, because you are still waiting for the potential energy to catch up with the partner who just won't step in. So I think I just delineated who this message is for. So this is, if this is not for you, you can go ahead and turn me off, or you are tuned in because this is about the person that you are involved with or are about to become involved with or have become involved with, and this person is on your brain at this moment. What is the message for our very lonely catalyst right now? Well, first of all, I can feel your loneliness. I can see your loneliness. And you are often lonely. Again, as I said moments ago, you are often lonely even when you are surrounded by people. And sometimes you are even more lonely when you are surrounded by people because you recognize the way that you do not belong. And again, this is because of your catalytic energy. This is because of the change that you invite in people. You see their potential, and whether you say anything or not, you are inviting them to step into their potential. And when people first meet you, they get very excited. They get so excited to be with you and they're inspired and they're like, wow, this is amazing. This is unlike anything I've ever done before. And then when they realize that they actually have to keep going, they actually have to like step up to meet you, they check out and ghost, or they check out in some sort of spectacular fashion. Maybe they go and like sleep with 10 other people. Maybe they go and do something stupid just to create the sabotage that will break up the relationship. So again, I feel like I'm telling you things you probably already know about yourself, but they're just coming. So I'm just going to keep going with what spirit is showing me until they give me an actual message for you. And what I'm seeing now is the Hanged Man. I'm seeing the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man can indicate a pause, but the Hanged Man is also, it's Pisces energy. It is looking at things from a different perspective. It is turning your world upside down. It is letting go, when in the act of turning your world upside down, whatever it is in your pockets that are not for you, it's going to fall out of your pockets. And so maybe it's a little bit of both here, where there has been a pause, there has been an invitation to change your perspective. You have gone upside down, and now that which is no longer serving you is falling out of your pockets. You are releasing, you are letting go of what is no longer serving you before your energy can be righted and you can move forward. What I am seeing now is the Eight of Wands. You are being invited to move forward, and it's not even an invitation to move forward. You feel like it feels like you've been in this stagnation. It feels like you've been in this pause. It feels like you've been in this lonely place, this place of it is just me and it is just me alone. And spirit, part of that turning you upside down and letting the shit fall out of your pocket, spirit is letting you know you're not alone. I'm here. Your guides are letting you know you're not alone. We're here. Use us. Lean back. Hold, let us hold you. Hang on. We have got you. And so that's the first piece that's coming through. Just when you are at your loneliness, you're being invited to remember that we are never, in fact, alone, that we are being held. We have guides, we have spirit, we have Mama Earth, we have a whole host of guides behind us, around us, in front of us, who are just waiting to help you. But I hear, and this is not like to convict you, but I hear, stupid human, ask for help. And so some of you are forgetting, and it's by design that we forget that we are not connected. It is by design that we forget that we are divinity and that we are innately hooked into divinity. It is by design that we forget and we go through these dark nights of the soul. And I use that both loosely and not, because some of you are really in it right now. Some of you are truly in your dark night. And if this is you, I'm sending you so much love. I'm giving you a big hug, and know that you're almost done. It feels like your dark night is almost done, and it feels like part of this message is for you to know that you're almost done. It's like the change in perspective is helping you recognize that you are not alone. You have never been alone. We are never alone, and you have help. Your help doesn't need to come from external sources. It doesn't need to come from love or a friend or a partner or a mother or a brother or a sister or a father. It doesn't need, or a mentor, it doesn't need to come from outside of yourself. Help is all the way inside at the center of your heart where your truth lies, and you're being invited to turn upside down, let go of the bullshit, let go of the stories about I'm so alone, and start feeling into the truth of who you are, which is this deeply connected, deeply held, deeply supported human, and you have everything you need right here inside of you. I said I saw those 8 of Wands. Those 8 of Wands can mean that movement is about to happen and swift movement is about to happen, but it can also mean communication. For some of you, if you're waiting for a phone call, if you're waiting for, if part of your loneliness is feeling like the call is never going to come, and again, I don't want to encourage you to be waiting for anything outside of yourself, but I'm just seeing this, so I have to say what I'm seeing, which is the call is coming. The call is coming very soon. Your person, the person that you're waiting for, their heart already knows what they want. They're battling something in their mind, and maybe they too are in that hanged man place where they need to flip themselves over and let the shit fall out of their pockets. It's the mind, it's the mental stuff, it's the mental stories that need to come tumbling out so that they can be in their truth, in their heart center. Their heart already knows that you are the one. Their heart already knows that you are their person. We're just waiting on their minds to catch up. And I can see here where for some of you, not all of you, because this is a collective message, but for some of you, that phone call is about to come in, because what I'm seeing underneath it now is the 2 of Cups. I'm seeing that divine union. I'm seeing that is actually happening for some of you in the collective. I'm also seeing what else is here. I'm seeing Page of Wands, which is okay. I'm seeing Page of Wands, which is also communication. But what I'm actually seeing now is the Ace of Wands, which for some of you is that like phallic energy, like you're for some of you are about to get laid, and good for you. But this is not all that I'm seeing here. I'm seeing also in that Ace of Wands, like the new beginning. The Fool energy also is here. That new beginning, for some of you, a new relationship is about to begin, but what you need to do is change your perspective and get rid of the old storylines. And again, some of you, this is about your person flipping over and getting rid of the storylines. I want to come back to you though. I don't want to be, I feel sometimes like I'm like accidentally predicting the future here, but I can just see it so clearly for some of you. But again, this is not going to be for all of you. I want to come back into the very lonely catalyst, and I want to remind you again of how deeply connected you already are. And I also want to remind you that this is part of what your soul chose. Your soul chose to come into this world and to be a change maker in whatever way you identify with that word, with that phrase, change maker, that term, change maker. You came into this world to be a change maker, and so you were not designed to get caught up in a traditional messy relationship where we were caught in patriarchal roles where the man was the man and he went to work and he was silent and stuffing his feelings, and the woman was the woman and she was managing everything. You had more important things to do than that kind of bullshit. So this is why you are still feeling very lonely and why you may be alone, because your world was never meant to look like that. And you were meant to go through this whole life process, your whole life process, however old you are, wherever you are in the world. You were not meant to have that kind of relationship. You were only meant to have extraordinary relationships. And Spirit is telling me that all of your relationships have ended because they've never been extraordinary enough to meet you where you are. And where you are, being met where you are is really important, but not only being met where you are, but being continually met where you're going. And there is a person here, there is a person who is coming. This is a person who is, there is a person who is coming. Some of you already know this person, and they are going to be able to not just meet you where you are, but also to grow with you and hold you as you grow. This also feels really important as well. Some of you have the energy that I have, which is I can do it all by myself. And yes, you can do it all by yourself. And yes, for a long time, maybe you were meant to, but that is not your story anymore. You are not meant to do this all by yourself. You are actually meant to do this in partnership, but it needs to be true partnership. It needs to be not transactional love. It needs to not be I do this and you do that, and maybe somewhere in the middle we like come clean and we're not so messy. It what you desire is extraordinary. What you deserve is extraordinary, and spirit is not going to let you settle for anything less. And that feeling, the feeling is that they're coming. I can see that Ace of Wands. I'm seeing the Chariot energy. We are in Cancer season. The Chariot is forward moving energy. It's also a jumping of a timeline. It's a changing in consciousness. And for some of you, what the delay is, what that hangman is waiting for you to remember that though you may feel lonely, you are never without love. You are never alone. And in that recognition, the Chariot, that will you will jump consciousness, you will jump timelines, and the Chariot is going to take you to your person who is able to meet you exactly where you are and continue to grow. Now, what I'm being reminded to tell you here is that growth doesn't look like what we have been taught culturally growth should look like in a relationship. Growth is messy. It's not like you're going to meet your person and it's going to be all wine and roses and delight. There's when you commit to another person, when another person truly commits to you, you're committing to each other's beautiful unconditional love. You are committing to what I'm hearing is the magic and the mess. And you're a mess too. Like nobody gets away with not being a mess here. We are all messy humans. And what you are asking someone to commit to is not just the magic, but the magic and the mess. And what you want to commit to is their magic and the mess. And it feels like for a long time you were committed to their mess and they weren't committed to anything. So you are going to now welcome in your person who will commit to the magic and the mess. And you will go from being the very lonely catalyst to a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly with their butterfly, and you're going to fly off into the distance. I don't know. That was just a very cornball image, but I'm giving it to you anyway. And I'm going to open my eyes and say enough is enough of this one, though it was very fun. Please like, share, subscribe, hype, tell your friends. I'm going to do the Armand. If we have a commitment here. If you are visiting my channel, you are going to hit the like button unless you hate me. So hit the like button, please, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.